our neighbor, which is one floor below us, opposite lah, but we can see each other's apartment. One of our friend always mentioned that he sees a lady in red in our apartment, especially in the kitchen. And then he called me lor. He said, "Hey bro, your house got any new girl ga?" I said, "No leh, only us eh. But I always see that person in your kitchen wearing red dress and long hair."
Is there anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.
The stories I'm about to tell is when I was in KL lah. The first house from my first year of college in KL was 2002 in Kelana Jaya. Okay, the first year we lived there for about a year and a half or two. There were like 5 of us in the house, locals and some China and KL people lah. And then the first time experiencing it was usually in the weekends. And then, college students, we mostly spend late nights mah. Assignments, car, chit-chatting, whatsoever. And then the first time experiencing was when the house nearby the substation, there's a house, Tanki house or temple, something like that. And then they are doing their sessions, and then most of the time it's like 9, 10 at night. And then every time they have their session, we will feel something funny lah. And then at first, the first time I felt it was like middle of the night. Basically dogs howling lor. When middle of the night I go down to the kitchen to grab some food at the fridge. And then the dogs look straight at me and howl lah. And then you can feel chills lah, like freaking scary. And then I just ran upstairs without eating. Few more weeks or months in that house. Actually, my first experience was with my colleague. Not colleague, housemate lah. Housemate. His room is behind, so facing the temple house. So every time they have those kind of tanki session, he will actually hysterically screams lah. He'll run to my room and then he'll say, "Hey bro, you can come and accompany me. I cannot concentrate my assignment. Ada barang kacau saya lah." Yeah. At first I just okay lah, whatever lah. I just go to his room, play his guitar, and then just accompany him. Every time when I accompany him, I don't feel anything. But I felt it when there's one night, I was doing my assignment, I think 2 or 3 in the morning. And then my music was on very, very loud. But I still can hear the knock at the door. 3 knocks, tuk, tuk, tuk. I thought, maybe I misheard lah. Okay, I just ignore. It happens again, and the third time I went and opened the door. There's no one there. 3 knocks, freaking loud, but it's no one there. And I went downstairs, went to every single room that my housemates were in. I asked them, "Are you looking for me? Is it? You looking for me? Is it?" And they said, "No leh, nobody looking for you." Then I ignored, and went back to my room again and continued my assignments. And then the knock came again. Then I opened the door, and I just say, normally this is what I say lah. I quote from TV series, what's it called? Ghost Whisperer from Jennifer Love Hewitt one. I use her quote lah. Normally I would say, "I cannot see you, but I know you're there." I always say that. Every time when I say that, the chills hit lah. Goosebumps hit the entire body. I was like, "I cannot see you, but I know you're there." And then every time I said that thing, that probably when I said those phrases, they know that I know they're there, and then they won't kacau me. Only that night lah. And then throughout the experience of 1.5, 2 years staying there, at times at night when I sleep, I can hear people talking or quarreling, but I do not understand what they say. It's like a different kind of language. So every time when I open my eyes, there's no sound. I thought, maybe it's my dream now. And then happened to me a few times. And then most of the time I hear it from the garage. I can see the garage from my room. And when I see, nothing leh. This is my dream lah. Okay lah, I sleep. And it happens again, quarreling, freaking loud. It gets louder and louder. So I need to tell them that I know. I can hear you. I can feel you. So I open the window blinds and I said the same thing. I cannot hear you. I cannot see you, but I know you're there. And then I can continue. For my housemate, it happens to him most of the time. So every time he does his assignment, and the Tanki house, when they have sessions there, you can actually see my friend freak out like crazy. Hysterically, he will scream and come to my room and do whatnot. And then eventually when our college moved to cyber, we moved. I moved to Sedang. I moved to like 4 places in KL. Throughout my time in KL. I stayed in, it's a Muslim house, it's a Malay house. They have Qurans all over the wall. That I stayed there for 1 year. Nothing. There's no such experience, but you can feel the peace at that house. And then the next story is in Sunway. Our neighbor, which is 1 floor below us, opposite but we can see each other's apartment. One of our friends always mentioned that he sees a lady in red in our apartment, especially in the kitchen. And then he called me. He said, "Hey bro, your house got any new girl?" I said, "No leh, only us But I always see that person in your kitchen wearing red dress and long hair." I said, "Oh, really?" And then there's one time at that time when he sees it, he called me straight away. And then I see, you come to my apartment we can see. Whenever I see, there's nothing there. And then there's one time, he did not call me, but he sees that lady. And then he went, terus masuk bilik, locked the door. He locked the door, but that thing followed him home and to try open his door. Like that. That one is in the afternoon, not at night. But that time, his housemate all went out to work already and then he felt the door few times, 2 to 3 times, and then he tidak tahan. He called me, "Hey bro, come down, help me. I think that lady follow me balik because she sees me, saw him, something like that And then I went to his house. I said the same phrase also. I said, "You have to say it together with me so that when both of us said it, that thing, it's an assurance that we know. They know that we know that they are there." So I said, "Do you trust me?" I said, I don't know how to remove it for you but I said, "Do you trust me or not?" I said, "Hey, whatever I said, just do it So I asked him to follow what I said I just tell him, "I can't see you, but I know you're there." Straight away after that phrase, goosebumps from head to toe. And then that place all of a sudden become very, very cold. No fan on, no aircon on. It's freaking cold at 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon. And then we said that we are staying here, and then please give us space A lot of things happened there Of course, one of them was quite memorable because my housemate, he's from Kuching as well. So there's one night he came home quite late, and then he told me that, "Bro, when I came back from Nilai, on the way to the KTM, I felt that someone chasing me And then he said that he kicked a bottle or something like that. Cannot really remember, but that is his story that time. So when he came home, I was like, "Oh, okay But that day until the 2nd or 3rd week, that experience was crazy. So in that house, first night, second night was okay. And then the 3rd day, not night or day, normally college students, we have our afternoon chill at home, or we sleep in the afternoon. So whenever that he's home, if he sleeps, he kena. If I sleep, I kena. So we cannot press So like when we sleep on the floor, like facing the wall. When I face the wall, I sleep. I can feel like something pressing me from behind, and then it tekan you, but it push you towards the wall. It's like, you're getting nearer to the wall. I can feel it like very, very powerful kind of tekan, And then when you gain your consciousness, There's one time I turned back, I can actually see a shadow going towards out the wall, out the door lah, So I'm a Catholic so we have our holy water. So I will just spray holy water in the wall. I did not expect something like my friend bring back something or what lah. At first we didn't realize that lah, It happens for 2 to 3 weeks like that lah. So when he kena, he will go full on rage one lah. In his room, he go crazy, cursing, scolding, this kind of thing. We do not know what is it or what. Then I questioned him, hey bro, where the f*** did you go? And he said, I go Nila, I look for my friend. And then something chased me lah. Maybe you bring something back lah, So at first we try to ignore. And then whenever we're in the house, we cannot do much lah, because scared ma. And we go somewhere, play snooker. And then that thing actually follows him wherever he goes. It's like I can feel someone grabbing my leg. I can feel someone standing beside me lah. And then even in the place where we stayed, right? I play PS, TV on PS. In the afternoon, 2, 3 in the afternoon, I can feel someone actually sitting beside me or around me. Suddenly here very cold lah. Suddenly here very cold lah. Very very scary lah. But we need to brave it up lor. And then this one night we cannot really tahan already. Because for some people, they can see. So when we are outside our room, and then we just look a bit into our room, we can actually see a person sitting in the room. So we do not know what happened. And then there's another housemate of mine. She said that she has an auntie in her hometown lah that can help us fix this. Okay lah, just call. She explained to the aunt and say, I think got things kacau us lah, what lah. And then the auntie just said, no lah, it's not you. On to the next person. And then me I answered the phone, hello? It's not you also. And then when my friend answered the phone, right, he said, kamu. Itu barang ikut kamu balik. Dia budak kecil. How we do it is that the auntie say, you just tapau 1 packet of Milo and 5 ringgit. Okay, you drive further away from the place you stay 3 to 5 km away. So we drove all the way to Subang. And then we put the $5 and the Milo onto a corner and we fled lah. And we went home. That night onwards peace.
What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.